Hi, Divine Ones, and welcome to this week's episode of Embodied Divinity. Let's take a big, deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth as we settle into this sacred space. Wherever you're listening right now, I want to set the scene for how and where and in the environment that I record these, because I think it has a lot to do with our topic today, which is the divine feminine and the ability to receive with ease, to open to the abundance that the universe has to offer you, the miracles that are present for you, and really just opening to the beauty here now. So I'm sitting in my office. I have an office in like a built-in kind of basement-ish part of my house, and all the lights are off other than a few candles and one small lamp. And I have my beautiful new porcelain pink tea set in front of me and some really yummy incense lit, swirling around me. I'm cozied up with a blanket, the fireplace is on, and I'm allowing myself to breathe and be. The reason I'm describing this to you is because it's in this environment. It's in this setting of seeing beauty around me, smelling beauty around me, feeling into the beauty around and within me, that I can really surrender and sink in and open to the divine messages that come through me for these episodes. I never plan out what I'm going to say. I simply sit moving with the themes of the guests I've had on the podcast or whatever is going on in my life, and I allow the messages to pour through. In this way, we can live our entire lives. I used my divine masculine to bring me down into my office space. I have a structure, stability set by my divine masculine, so that every Monday morning, I am here recording whatever might come through. And because I know that that structure is set, my divine feminine can sink in, knowing, surrendering that the messages will come through. I've created a very safe and stable environment in my office so that my divine feminine can feel safe, letting these messages pour through. And I feel like what I've witnessed within myself and my clients and community, especially the ones that have a hard time receiving, is it's really hard to receive when, number one, your nervous system isn't regulated. And number two, you've been trained by society or your family or simply survival that you have to constantly be working hard to receive, that you have to constantly be going or doing in order to be worthy, in order to be good. So many clients are constantly wanting to dive into the next thing, the next achievement, especially with a lot of the recording artists I work with. They want to get the next level of streams. They want to jump to the next platform. They want to sell out the next concert. And they want to do this before sinking into what they've already created. With the entrepreneurs I work with, they're constantly looking for the next level of income, the next level of accolades. And it's my role, my passion, my calling to bring each and every person back to the beauty of this moment here now. Life is constantly teaching us, and when we can come back to the here and now, the magic of the present moment flows through us. We can open to see the beauty that is here now, and that we, just by simply existing, can receive, can be open to these new opportunities, these new miracles. I see this daily in my life. I took the last week off to celebrate mine and my daughter's birthday. And I've been called in my business to spend less time on social media. And this is a kind of a scary thing for me because for the last 10 years, I have used social media to not only reach and inspire my audience, but also to be able to bring in my Kismet clients and the people that are meant to work with me. But this last year, the universe has been showing me new opportunities. A lot of my clients have been coming to me from my personal community, finding the inner child cards in bookstores, or getting referrals from friends, or picking up my business card somewhere. And so I've seen this level of difference, but I've also seen signs from the universe every time I've set aside technology I've been able to receive. So I took the whole week off last week, and I kept selling oracle cards, and I kept getting clients, and I kept getting referrals. And then this last weekend, I was feeling kind of like, oh, you should probably do something. Key word that you can notice here is should. So for me, that word is an activator. Whenever I hear the word should come out of my mouth or from another, I automatically step back into center and an alignment, because it's my goal to never should on myself or another. So if I hear this phrase should, I step back and ask, is that really true? So this weekend, what I felt my body needed was to really sink into my home, to spend some time with my daughter. We have an opportunity right now that we never have. My parents took my son for 9 days, and I've never in the last 15 years, I've spent a total of 27 days away from my children. So this is like very weird for me. And so we decided to use this opportunity to kind of deepen our bond together. And so we just kind of took an impromptu trip to a local hot springs that was a few hours away. And we stopped at this beautiful pastry place and ate these exquisite pastries. And I would randomly feel this twinge of like almost guilt of like, wow, you just took a whole week off and now you're doing it again. And I had to keep reminding myself, I'm safe, I'm abundant, I am allowed to rest, I'm allowed to have fun, I'm allowed to feel pleasure, right? And then yesterday, when we got home from this adventure, first of all, we had an amazing time. And I went into my self-care practice. I did my workout. I did all the things. And I looked at my phone before hopping in the shower. And I noticed that day that I had made several cells just automatically through automated systems I had in my business. And I also got an email about an opportunity I've really been looking forward to. And I took a deep breath in that moment. And I just affirmed for myself that as I open to life, as I open to adventure, as I break away from all the patterns and habits I formed around my business, I will still be supported and held. I will still receive all of the things, because all the universe truly wants for me and for you and for all of us is to experience joy and happiness. It's only society that has programmed us into thinking that the only way that we can live and sustain ourselves is by immersing ourselves in the hustle and the grind and the 9 to 5 and the vast consumerism. That's another thing my divine feminine has pulled away from, is so many things, right? I love luxury, but I don't like a lot of things. And so I've really pulled away from that consumeristic lifestyle this last few years. I'm making most of my own foods. I'm growing my own vegetables. And when I do invest in something, it's something that will sustain and last a long time. And it's something that brings me absolute joy. It's not something to buy just to buy or to have. It's a really deeply intimate investment process that also allows my divine feminine to feel safe, because I'm surrounded by these beautiful things with this high vibrational energy. And I can see the beauty in each and every moment, because it's not cluttered. There's not all this chaos. There's not all these things. I can really look inward, even in these external environments, because I've set them up to be safe and beautiful places. The divine feminine really prospers when she can feel safe and held, and when she can open her eyes to beauty in all of her senses. And remember, I'm using her when I speak about the divine feminine and him when I speak about the divine masculine, but these have nothing to do with gender. Each and every one of us has the divine masculine and the divine feminine within. And as we embrace them both, they dance perfectly with the ebbs and flows of life. The divine masculine setting the structure, the divine feminine setting the pace, the divine masculine providing and protecting, the divine feminine surrendering and inspiring. And so the divine feminine, when she can open to receive, it's not just about abundance. She's receiving, like I told you at the beginning of this call, she's receiving inspiration from source. She's receiving divine download. She's receiving knowledge of how to open to the next best thing. And it's with that knowledge the divine masculine creates and moves forward. So as I sit here in this beautiful space, I'm receiving the information, the words, the downloads from the universe. And my divine masculine is moving that, expressing that, putting that out into the world, taking the steps, taking the action. A lot of people I see hustle, but because their divine feminine is not open, they aren't receiving fully. And so they close themselves off to the ease in which they can receive. Another common thing I see is vast energy leaks. So clients will learn finally how to fully ground. They'll learn how to fill themselves. But then there will be these energy leaks. And so instead of that really beautiful flow of energy moving up into their third chakra to create, or deepening their ground through their first chakra, there's some sort of leak. And a lot of these leaks come from thought patterns. So if you're out of the present moment and you're worrying about something, that's an energy leak into either the past or the future. If you're stuck on something another person did or said, you're feeding them energy every time you think about it, every time you replay it in your head. If you're worried about finances and you're constantly thinking of what you don't have or what you should do or what you need to create, those are energy leaks. The divine feminine and masculine prosper in the present moment, grounded into the earth, full of self, power center active, open to the frequency of love, soul essence and authenticity, open to express, third eye awakened, crown flowing, connected to the cosmos and plugged into the earth. That is the recipe for present moment magic when you align each and every energy center. And when you put that beautiful shield of protection around self and continuously come back to the present moment, you can harness the most incredible energy. And it doesn't require doing. It doesn't require the hustle. It doesn't require exerting certain amounts of energy. It's simply about being. And what you can notice as you start this process is the shadows or the judgments or the fears and doubts that arise. Anytime you might get triggered, anytime you might be feeling uncomfortable or resistance, you get to ask yourself, is this true? What is true here and now in this moment? What truths am I grounded into? Am I grounded into some tribal belief about maybe wealth or safety or stability? Or am I rooted into my own knowing of abundance and safety and stability? And if you're wondering what I'm talking about with all of the energy centers, about what I'm rooted into, what I'm full of, my power center active, I highly encourage you to go back on this same podcast channel or YouTube or wherever you're watching this. I have an entire series about the chakras, starting from the first chakra and going up into the seventh. This will allow you to get all of your chakras in alignment so that your divine feminine and masculine can dance together, so that you do feel safe, fully receiving, being fully surrendered to the universe, and so that you can see where the energy leaks are coming from, what ideas and thought patterns and energy centers are not in alignment with your desires. When you do this, you master yourself and you can be in alignment with the here and now. You can be open to fully receiving, and you can teach yourself how to receive in a way that feels easy to your nervous system, to your mind, to your body. For me, on the journey of receiving, it wasn't always easy. I've spoken other episodes about how I was more in alignment at the time with pain, with chaos, with suffering, with drama. And so, of course, my ability to receive love and goodness and wealth and abundance and health and all the things was on a roller coaster, because I wasn't used to or in alignment with consistency and safety and stability. And so I would play these games with money where I'd welcome it in and push it away. I'd do the same thing with love and pleasure. And it had always felt really hard for me until I got my chakras in alignment, until I really understood what I wanted to be rooted into. I did the inner child work and shadow work to reprogram those thought patterns. And then there was this period of letting go of the old and the chaos, where I knew I wanted to welcome in the pleasure and the receiving, but I was still in this void. It was wildly uncomfortable. I experienced boredom. I experienced lack of control because I only knew how to control the chaos before. So when there was nothing to control, I felt all oobly woobly and everything felt scary, and I kept breathing. I kept coming back to my truth. I kept filling myself. I kept finding my power, my connection to love, my connection to source, over and over again, until one day, it's like I could finally breathe. I could see every ounce of abundance around me. I had a deep and permanent feeling of gratitude in my heart. I understood what it meant to receive. I understood what it meant to receive these beautiful channels and wisdom from the divine. I understood how worthy I was of love and wealth and pleasure. I understood that was truly something that brought the universe joy, was to see me experiencing those things, that I was worthy of them, despite anything I might have done before that was out of alignment. Despite any weight I was carrying from my ancestors, I was worthy here and now. I actually allowed myself to release all those thought patterns as I opened to womb work, as I opened to more divine feminine energy. I had this beautiful ceremony where I went through a rebirthing process and deeply connected with my womb. And I sat with my ancestors and I told them that I would no longer carry their burdens, that I would heal myself and they would feel the ripple of that, but I would not carry their burdens or thought patterns. I released each and every part of me that was aligned with suffering, pain, poverty, lack. And I integrated it so fully that pleasure and love and abundance became my new normal. I created safety, stability, structure. I could provide for myself, protect myself. My divine masculine was truly empowered, embodied. He would praise me, encourage me, create safety for me, something I never had from a masculine outside of myself. Uplift me, hold me. And through that process of healing the divine masculine within myself, my divine feminine could truly flourish. She could dance with the ebbs and flows of life. She could surrender, alchemize, feel. She could create this massive sense of inspiration and knowing. And in turn, my divine masculine could open to that. The more my divine feminine could receive, the more that my divine masculine could create. And it was a beautiful experience. And now that is how I get to live. That is how you can live with the ease and flow of life, following that call within, because you've created the safety for yourself and you are trusting. You are in harmony with your own innate worthiness, open to receiving all of the gifts, the pleasures, the miracles available to you in each moment. And it doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to work hard for it. It gets to be really easy. As you move in alignment with your soul, it creates easy ways. Our soul wants us to experience the fullness of life, not to sit and work all day. My divine feminine and masculine within have created a beautiful system for me, where I work between 1 and 4 hours a day, depending on the day and the clients that have booked. And I have this beautiful flow of when I record and when oracle cards are shipped and when admin work is done. And it all gets to be really easy and flowing. And then the moment that day's inspired tasks and intentions for my work period are over, I close my laptop and I put my phone on Do Not Disturb and I go enjoy the rest of life. And I'm so deeply inspired by life that it comes back to what I say here in this podcast, to what I say as I sit in front of clients, to what I write as I create oracle cards and books. And it's all this beautiful flow within a structure and this inspirational ability to receive what is meant for me. I know this is possible for you because I created it for myself and I've witnessed so many others create it. And if you are looking to deepen this, I highly encourage you to check on my mentorship offerings. Embodied Divinity is my favorite, a 6-month container where we dive into every aspect of your energy centers and really allow you to master yourself so you can live in this way. And Divine Union, my 3-month container, allowing you to define divine union within your own inner masculine and feminine. All of my offerings can be found in the link below or by going to www.nikylamariah.com. And you can follow me on all the socials for my inspired teachings. There's fewer of them now on social media, but I do still show up as I'm inspired and as it's in alignment with my creative flow. And Divine One, as you're listening to this here today, I truly hope that you can feel the goodness within and all around you, that you can envision yourself walking a life full of miracles, full of inspiration, and easily receiving the abundance that was always meant for you. That is my wish for you as we move forward today. Stay tuned this Wednesday for a beautiful conversation with a beautiful soul, Marika, who's going to talk about divine feminine healing. And on Friday, a receive with ease meditation to really receive with ease, reprogramming your subconscious mind as you sleep. Thank you for being here with me today. As always, breathe deep and plan on miracles.